Bobby here, and today we'll be taking a look at the Neca Toys Ultimate Bride of Chucky 2-pack, which contains Ultimate Chucky and Ultimate Tiffany. So before we get into the figure, obviously let's get into the box. It's based off of the original poster for the film, Chucky Gets Lucky. You know, Ultimate Chucky and Tiffany at the bottom. Bride of Chucky Ultimate top. On the side, you get a good, look at Chucky. And on the other side, you get a good look at Tiffany. On the bottom, you get some legal stuff. Nothing that you need. And in the back, you get pictures of what the figure is going to look like. Alright, opening it up. I already got the figures out of the box. I'm going to start doing this now. I'm not going to have the figures in the box when I show the box off. It just makes it a lot easier for me than having to put them back in the box to show it off. Plus, I can show off the inside of the box. Because most of the time they have this really cool background. In this case, we have a very bright lightning storm, which happens at the end of the movie in the graveyard, with some really Leatherface-like stitching effects for the side. And we have a picture of the two at the graveyard. I like that. That is that's the Part 6 tombstone. That's cool that they're reusing some of the old Neca tombstones. And we'll show some of them in another video that's coming up next. Let's take a look at what these guys look like outside the box. Alright, let's take a look at these Ultimate figures, shall we? Alright, so before we get into articulation and all that, let's get into the accessories. And to start off with, I want to start with Chucky's exclusive accessories. He comes with 2 alternate heads. Well, technically 3. He comes with 3 alternate heads. A more laughing Chucky, still based on the Bride of Chucky movie. We have his default head that he comes with in the package. Let's go ahead and put that off. Show that off a little more in detail. And they also sit pretty good too. And we also have a more Seed of Chucky looking design for Chucky. And they all go on his head fairly alright. I mean, the default head for some reason goes on there a lot better than the others. At least that's just what I've been having. Like this one doesn't want to stay in there. It's a little tougher to get in. I think it might be the hair that's doing that, but it's not. It still goes in there and it won't come out. You know, it's still good. Seed of Chucky. I haven't really messed with this head too much, so I can't remember. I think it's the same thing as the other head. It's a little tougher to get in. I think it's a little bit tougher, actually. But it goes in. Alright. It still works. Now, Chucky also comes with some alternate hands. He has a more... What's interesting is he also has it scarred. And it is sculpted, not painted. There's some paint in there, but I mean, it's sculpted, too. So he has for this hand, he has a knife-holding hand. And this is a more open, relaxed hand. Now you can also switch it to where this hand can also have a relaxed hand. If I can get it in there. There we go. This hand can also have a knife holding hand. wrinkles in there. Come on. There we go. So you can alter a little bit. Well, I'd say this is a knife holding hand. This is more of a different holding hand than that. But we'll get into that later. I don't like the way that sounds pulling it out. This is a more knife holding hand, I would say. This one is going to be holding a little bit of some bigger items. So we'll just go ahead and give him his knife holding hand for this arm. And there we go. And that's Chucky's exclusive items. Tiffany, on the other hand, comes a little bit more than that. Alright, so with Tiffany, she has the same amount of heads as Chucky. We'll just go ahead and show her default head. It's just, more of a neutral face. Has a little bit of a smile. Her other one is a more demonic, evil look to it. And her other one is her doll face, her little bridal doll head before the doll is possessed by Tiffany. And it comes with this little fabric. I don't know what you call this, but it's a little fabric thing that is glued to this thing on her head. I don't know what this is. I'm stupid when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, she comes with that. If you want to give her either her seed or her before she is possessed look, she comes with alternate arms, and they can easily come out. But before we do that, I do want to go into the hands. So she comes with open hand for this side and an open hand for this side. Same thing as Chucky still. She also has a knife holding hand for this side as well. And she has a more wider hand like Chucky to hold something else. The guns. So you can easily pop these arms off. But the thing I've found with this is paint chips from this figure. Mainly the paint's chipping from this. From when I had got this, I went to put these arms on, and there was so much excess paint wrapped around the joint, or the little pegs, and the joint, that it didn't want to move. And it still has trouble moving now. And it just kept falling off. It's not like it's a terrible issue. It's just very weird. And it can be an issue because it can break the figure's joints. So that's definitely not good. But I've rarely seen that with Neca. At least with the Ultimate figures. Go ahead and we'll put the wrong hand in. Okay. Alright, and we'll go ahead and put the other relaxed hand in there. We'll go ahead and put the gun holding hand in this one. And I guess her leather jacket is also an accessory as well. That looks pretty good. There's like a triangle in shape right in that side. That's neat. Alright. Okay, we'll just go ahead and put the the doll head on first. See how that looks. Alright. So this is the unpossessed doll before Tiffany possesses it. But still having a tattoo with a heart that says Chucky on it. Alright. Taking that off, we'll go ahead and put the more evil looking Tiffany head on there. I would prefer to do this off camera just because it's a little bit easier to do, and I try to be very careful with the neck on her because it feels like it's a little bit fragile. And I guess you could call this her Seed of Chucky design if you care to have that look for her. I personally don't care. Alright, so it's going back to let's go ahead and give her her bride, her leather jacket back on. And like I said, the arms aren't hard to get in, or they're not hard to get out. But having the head on is a little bit tough to get them back in with the head on. Not really tough, but it is a lot easier to do it without the head on. Just so you know. Alright. Alright, time to stand. Her feet are a little bit different from Chucky's, so they're on little... the way her legs are a little bit different, so I'm going to have to... It's kind of hard to tell when she's got this fabric thing over it. Alright, getting that stuff out of the way. Put Chucky back in here. Let's take a look at the knives. We have the more traditional kitchen knife that you would see in more typical horror films like Halloween and all. You have the normal kitchen knife. It's a little sharp. It's got a black handle. It's riveted. It's nicely sculpted. Can't complain. There's a little bit of a silver chipping here, but it's not a big deal. And, you know, the knife goes into either one of their hands fairly nice. It goes in there easily enough. You can get in, you know, the normal way or the more traditional stabbing pose. And so Tiffany's not left out. We also come with a longer knife. Still black handle. Very nicely sculpted. And that goes in her hand. Alright. Do it off camera here. Alright. She holds it okay. Chucky, I think, holds his knife a little bit better since her hands are a little smaller. They're about the same, but I don't know. Her holding the knife is a little bit harder than Chucky. And yeah, you can get her to do the more stabbing pose as well, if you do so wish. Getting the knives out of the way. We'll take a look at some other accessories. We also will come with a champagne bottle. Chucky doesn't hold it though in the movie. It's Tiffany. And she can hold the, I guess you call it the neck. I don't know. she holds it. Very good. Now, this is stickers. It's a sticker. This right here, with the logo and all, that's a sticker. This on the top here is also a sticker. This gold part is paint. Right there. So the rest of it, the logo areas, are stickers or decals. And it's molded in a clear, dark green plastic. It's also there's also a hole in there as well. Yep, I don't know if it goes all the way through, but there is a hole in there. So I guess theoretically, if you wanted to put water or something in there, you could. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there is a hole in there. I wouldn't do that though. Stand these guys back up. We'll go ahead and show off their guns. We come with a smaller and bigger gun. We'll give Tiffany these. Well, let's look. We have a small silver handgun with a brown handle. And we have a bigger handgun that's all black. There is some silver painted into there as well, but it's mainly all black. And either one can hold them. I think the bigger gun is better for Tiffany, in my opinion, and the smaller one is better for Chucky. And I think that's the way it's supposed to be, the way their hands are sculpted. I guess theoretically you could try to hold them with the other ones, but it just doesn't look right in my opinion. They're dolls with guns. You can't get they can't get their fingers around the trigger, so no, it doesn't really look good to me. Not necessarily the figure's fault, but you know. They also come with these shovels that, one's smaller than the other, but one's got a handle, the other one doesn't. It's different sculpted, it's cool. Digging up Chucky's body with these, or having a sword fight like in the movie. Fatality. And there goes her hand again. Getting a better look at the shovels. Some black wash in there makes it very dirty looking. Some dirt painted on there, looks like. Very nice. And the wood effect for the handles are just great. Looks awesome. Looks like real wood. I know it's hard to tell with the camera, but it is pretty nice. This one has more of a pointed edge to it. There's also a hole here for some reason. Well, yeah, there's a hole in this one too. I guess that's to save plastic. I don't know. I don't care. The wood's a little bit darker on this one. Handle is nice. And if you're wondering, Chucky can hold it by the handle. He can. Not that it matters. They also come, the whole movie has this, we gotta get the medallion, or whatever the thing was called. But it's on a real chain. And I guess you can have Chucky wear it. Well, you can't have him if you take his head off, he can wear it. Any of them can. But it's on a metal chain. It's got a good mold to it. It's got like a red ruby in there. On the back, there's a description or an inscription or whatever. It's kind of hard to read. Guessing he says Ade Dewey Dembella or something like that. Or it's got a wake at the bottom. Ade Dewey Dembella Awake. That's how I remember it from the movies. I don't remember. But, you know. Next up is the more Seed of Chucky accessories. So we come with a more, I wouldn't say family friendly, but something that I can probably talk a little bit more about is the axe, which is a nice touch. It's a little fire axe for Chucky or Tiffany. And we come with a little turkey baster. And there's a little hair on it. Probably shouldn't discuss what the turkey baster is for, should we? Probably not. We also have a bottle, or a little cup, that's containing, some very, I probably shouldn't say. It comes with some Chucky, something from Chucky. We'll just say that, so I don't get in trouble. Alright, now we got that awkwardness out of the way. Let's cut and go into the articulation of these figures. Alright, getting into articulation, we'll start with Chucky. His head on a ball joint, so it goes down about that much, up about that much, tilts from side to side, it goes all the way around, arms go out about that much, goes all the way around, bend at the elbow, swivels in the elbow, ball joint in the hand, and the lower to top torso right here, there's a ball joint, so it tilts. It goes out about that much. And it swivels, sort of, with this being the way it's hard to. Not necessarily you want to do that anyways. His hips, there's a... It's somewhat on a ball joint. It goes out about his hips go out about that much. They go up about that much. They go down or back that much. The knees are on a hinge. And they can swivel. Excuse me. And there's a little bit of a crack in my knee. But it doesn't hinder anything, so it's alright. Foot is also on a ball joint. So it goes all the way around, and it can hinge. Alright, Tiffany. Her head goes all the way around. Can slightly tilt. Goes down about that much. And up about that much. Arms go out about that much. Goes all the way around. Bend at the elbow. Swivels. Ball joint in the hand. Ball joint in the torso. It's a lot easier so you can spin it and whatever. This is a separate thing. So you can, if you're wanting to pull it off, theoretically, you can. Not that you want to, because it doesn't look good when you do it. Just go ahead and put that back on, like so. Now there is a sculpt there. If you're wondering what it looks like, she's got like these stockings on. She's got boots, but her legs. We'll just go ahead and pull this out so we can show the articulation. Her hips go out about that much. She has a swivel in her legs, a bend in the knee, and a swivel in the... Is there a swivel in the knee? Or is it just a... yeah, there is a swivel. There is a swivel in the knee as well. Her foot is on a ball joint, so you can tilt and it can go all the way around. And that's her articulation. Alright, now let's go ahead and compare these guys to a couple of other figures in my collection. Alright, so now showing off the more obvious comparison to the Ultimate original Chucky. They're nice. I mean, obviously, like I said, mine has that weird off-color overalls, so... But it's not terribly bad, and you can't really tell on the camera, so... Maybe a little bit, but I'm not complaining about it. Now, what's interesting is, since they're basically the same figure, at least in articulation-wise, sculpt, obviously, there's some differences, because I know I didn't show it off that much. We'll show it off here. What makes this different is, when you look at the, for one thing, look at the pattern. It's a little bit different. Not by much, but in the arms, it's definitely different. And this one's got like a rip in his arm. This one's is a little tattered here. Their overalls are completely different. His legs got a little bit some cuts here. There's a right there in his butt. He's all tore up on this side, so you know it's not completely the same. What's really interesting is this Chucky, the original, has this alternate arm you can put on with this blade. And if you're wondering, can you do it with this new Ultimate Chucky? The answer is yes, you can. You can take this arm off. This does come off, and theoretically this one can do it too. And you can put the Child's Play 2 arm-bladed Chucky hand or arm on him. So it does work. I just thought I'd show it off, you know. But that also means, go ahead and put this arm back in. The heads are swappable as well. So for some weird reason you want a normal headed Chucky on this head, you can have it. Looks weird, but yeah, you can have it. And if you want a weird scarred up face Chucky on a normal body, you can have it. And that goes for all the other heads. You know, you want the good guy head on there. You can do it. You want this head. Apparently this one doesn't want to go on. For some reason. But you can kind of do it. But not to the extent of the rest of them, I guess. If you want to put this head on, you can try and do it. Like I'm saying, I think it's the hair that's keeping these figures from coming on, from getting these heads on the figures. But like I said, I thought I'd just show that off real quick. The collars are a little different, so I guess not too much different, but they are a little different. The whole figure is pretty much different. I mean, look at the back side. Paint's different. And all I said on this channel, I won't buy figures that are repaints, and this one's definitely not a repaint. It's definitely got enough unique stuff to it that makes it a completely different figure. Plus, Plus, you're also getting another figure, so can't really complain. And I guess if you want to display them with Tiffany, you can. It all works out. Getting Ultimate Chucky out of here. These guys, obviously being NECA, they're going to look good with any of your horror figures, so say you want to do put Freddy next to him. You can put Freddy next to him, I guess. If you want to put Leatherface, you can do that. If he'll stand. If you want to put one of your NECA Jasons next to him, you can do that too. And, to keep it not all just NECA, if you wanted to display them with some 112 collectibles, you can do it. Here's Ash from the Evil Dead series. You can put him next to. He looks okay. I mean, with Tiffany having some fabric on her, it definitely doesn't look terrible. Other than that, I mean, what else are you going to put him next to? Some other Chucky figures, if you got them. But the ultimate one is really the only one you really need. Other than that, it's pretty much it for these guys. Like I said, I don't know if I said this, but I'm not a big fan of Chucky. I like the original 3, which is why I got this figure, because this represents those movies. And I saw this 2-pack, and I'm like, I'll go ahead and get it just to add it to my collection. Having it in my collection, I don't know, I just really like the Chucky in this one. I just really like posing him around. It's just weird. The leg articulation and all that is just so easy to move around. It's just very relaxing to move this guy. Some people have stress balls they squeeze to release stress. I just pose action figures, and that does it for me too. That really does. But I can't really complain about these guys. Although I thought Bride of Chucky, the film this is mainly based off of, is alright. Seed of Chucky is where I kind of lost interest in the franchise. And then having Curse of Chucky come out, which it wasn't terrible. It was alright. I'm like, alright, there's a new Chucky movie coming out. I'll check it out. It's on DVD, alright. Thought it was alright. It wasn't terrible. Then I saw Cult of Chucky on Netflix. Oh my god. I don't want to talk about that movie. I just hate it. I really hated that movie. I thought it was terrible. And then I'm hearing things about a TV show for the series. And I'm like, alright, well, I'll give the show a shot, But, to be honest, I'm hearing a lot about this remake. And I'm actually really excited about it. Here comes the pitchforks. Look, I'm not a fan of remakes. I'm not. The Nightmare on Elm Street one sucked. The Friday the 13th one was alright. And there are some reasonably alright qualities of the Halloween remake. Its sequel, not so much. The Evil Dead one was okay. It was very gory. Can't really say too much because it wasn't really anything about Ash or anything. So, I mean, as an aspect of it just being horror, it was pretty good. Evil Dead wise, not really for me. And, the Chainsaw ones weren't terrible either. They were decent. But this Chucky one, Chucky's the only one that's been going around so long that hasn't had a remake. And now that it is, I'm actually excited to see what they're going to do. Going back to the original film with a brand new take, different people working on it, no Don Mancini coming back. And you not having Brad Dourif as Chucky is going to be a little weird, but you never know. I mean, for the love of God, Robert Englund can't play Freddy Krueger forever. I mean, he might have one more in him, but Brad Dourif, although it's just the voice, he can't play Chucky forever either. So seeing someone else doing the voice, for one film, it's not going to kill us. It's not. And it may be a good movie. If it's not a good movie, fine. But I'm going to give it hope. Because I really enjoy the original films, and the way the current movies are going with adding more than one Chucky killing people, and the possibility of him going to outer space and stuff like that I've heard, I really just don't care to go see any more of those movies. I'll give the TV show a try, and maybe it's next movie outing, but other than that, I don't know. But that doesn't represent how I feel about this figure 2-pack. I think it's really decent. I like the Chucky more than the Tiffany, but as a set together, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Not, it's got all the accessories you would need, although I will say there was a little baby Glenn figurine that was supposed to go with this, but for some reason they didn't release it with this set, and we're probably never going to get that. And, I'm not going to really complain about it, but, it happens. What's really weird is we're going to move these figures out of the way. Find the box. On the description of the box, it does list the baby as part of the accessories. So I don't know if that's supposed to be there. Probably not. But yeah, the baby is listed as an accessory to this set. So that's something that probably should be taken care of, Neca. Just saying. Alright, guys. I hope you guys check out the next video after this. This is the video that I'm really excited about, because this figure is something I've been waiting for a very long time. Since I reviewed its movie back in October. That's right. Next figure review will be, wait for it, oh yeah, see you next time. Bobby out.